ओम नमः परमऋषिभ्यो नमः परमऋषिभ्यः। हरि ओम। अंतरायतिमिरोपशान्तये शान्तपावनम् अचिन्त्यवैभवम् तन्नरं वपुषि कुञ्जरं मुखे मन्महे किमपि तुन्दिलं महः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः। गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। यस्यान्तन्नादिमध्यं न हि करचरणं नामगोत्रं न सूत्रं नो जातिर्नैव वर्णा न भवति पुरुषो नानपुंसं न च स्त्री नाकारं नो विकारं न हि जनिमरणं नास्ति पुण्यं न पापं तत्त्वं नो तत्त्वमेकं सहजसमरसं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। मौनव्याख्या प्रकटितपरब्रह्मतत्त्वं युवानं वर्षिष्ठान्तेव सदृशिगणैरावृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दरूपं स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय यतये शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादिनगेन्द्रसङ्घपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभितां बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने अपारसच्चित्सुखवारिराशेः यस्योर्मिमात्रं भुवनं समस्तं गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि। देहं मृण्मयवज्जडात्मकमहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतो नाहं तत्तदभावसुप्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः कोऽहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिया दृष्ट्वात्मनिष्ठात्मनाम् सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयं शोणप्रभं सोमकलावतंसं पाणिस्फुरत्पञ्जशरेक्षुचापं प्राणप्रियं नौमि पिनाकपाणेः कोणत्रयस्थं कुलदैवतं नः नमामि यामिनीनाथलेखालङ्कृतकुन्तलां भवानीं भवसन्तापनिर्वापणसुधानदीं चूडोत्तंसितचन्द्रचारुकलिकां चञ्जत्शिखाभास्वरो लीलादग्धविलोलकामशलभश्रेयो दशाग्रे स्फुरन् अन्तःस्फूर्जतपारमोहतिमिरप्राग्भारमुच्चाटयन् चेतः सद्मनियोगिनां विजयते ज्ञानप्रदीपो हरः। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचम् इमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्नाम् अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्च अर्थेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि कस्मै येन विभासितो यमतुलो ज्ञानप्रदीपः पुरां तद्रूपेण च नारदाय मुनये कृष्णाय तद्रूपिणां योगीन्द्राय तदात्मनाथ भगवद्रादाय कारुण्यतः तच्छुद्धं विमलं विशोकम् अमृतं सत्यं परं धीमहि धर्मः प्रोज्झितङैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनं श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा वरैः ईश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तक्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबद भागवतं रसम् आलयं मुहुरहो रसिकाः भुवि भावुकाः यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेतमपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकातर आजुहाव पुत्रेदि तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुः तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिम् आनतोऽस्मि यस्वानुभावमखिलश्रुतिसारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीपम् अतितितीर्षदां तमोन्धम् संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यं तं व्याससूनुमुपयामि गुरुं मुनीनां नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः सत्यस्य ते स्वदृश आत्मन आत्मनोऽन्यं वक्तारमीश विबुधेष्वपि नानुचक्षे सर्वे विमोहितधियः तव मायये मे ब्रह्मादयस्तनुभृतो बहिरर्थभावाः तस्माद्भवन्तम् अनवद्यम् अनन्तपारं सर्वज्ञमीश्वरमकुण्ठविकुण्ठधिष्ण्यं निर्विण्णधीः अहमुहवृजिनाभितप्तो नारायणं नरसखं शरणं प्रपद्ये Today we are concluding our Srimad Bhagavatam Ekadasham Satsanga. Of course, we have not exhausted the teaching in the Ekadasha Skanda. Only we cannot say it was too brief. We have almost taken many of the important points from the teaching. But still so many portions are there, so many chapters are there. As I said yesterday, to learn those subjects, one has to sit with a guru and learn Sanskritam and directly learn it. But what can be transmitted through Vedanta Vichara, that has been already spoken here. Very crystal clear jnanam is spoken here. And it is to know our real nature that all the Shastras give various clues. Atma-jnanam. All the difficulties are due to ignorance. In Gita, Bhagavan says, Ajnanena avritam jnanam tena muhyanti jantavaha. Jantu means a creature. Till one becomes a viveki, one knows the purpose of life, one chooses Bhagavan instead of the world, he is only a jantu. He is only a creature, jayate mriyate cha. Just he takes birth and ignorance will lead only to suffering. So once a person wakes up to the seriousness of life, once a person knows that there is sorrow, suffering, Patanjali's Yoga Sutra is so mathematical. Patanjali says, Sarvam Dukkham Vivekina. When a person discrimination wakes up, he observes that all activities and involvement in the world creates more and more thoughts, more and more action, more and more involvement, which deals to more and more raga and dvesha, attachment and aversion. And attachment and aversion means mind is constantly active. It never abides in the Swarupa, in the real nature. It is called Vikshepa. This Vikshepa is samsara. Samsara means it compels you to think. Some event happens, some individual comes, some emotion comes. And it makes you think that you are the body. Yesterday I spoke about Narayaniyam. That great devotee wrote that work and offered to the Lord of Guruvayur. He had some serious disease, Vata Roga. So every 10 verses he will pray to Bhagavan, Bhagavan, cure my disease so that I can do bhakti sadhana. But at last, Bhattadri says, remove my body awareness, O Bhagavan. Hi me deha moham tyaja pavana puradhisha. Very beautiful verses. He says, remove my delusion that I am this physical body. Hi me deha moham tyaja pavana puradhisha. Yat prema heto Gehe vitte kalatradishu cha vivashitaha tvat padam vismaranti. Yat prema hetoho, due to my affection, due to my attachment to this body, due to my love for this body, I get attached to house, to my property, to my wealth, to my wife, to my family, to my children. Nothing wrong. You can be attached to everything, but you forget Bhagavan. That is the problem. Actually, attachment is not wrong, forgetting Him is wrong. You can have attachment in the world, but more attachment to Bhagavan, then no problem. Then no problem. As Bhagavatam said, if you have attachment to the world, it's okay. But if you have more bhakti, prabala bhakti, then attachment will all just become secondary. It is there, but it will not bother you. But Bhattadri says, due to attachment, we forget you. Gehe vitte kalatradishu cha vivashitaha. Vivasha means, in spite of my discrimination, I fall. I know that it is all nonsense, it will all end soon, all evanescent, nothing real. But yet I fall. Tvat padam vismaranti, I forget your sthiti, your glory. Tvat padam vismaranti, soyam, this body, at least if it stays longer, it's okay. One Sanskrit poet said, every day we are feeding the body. Morning breakfast, afternoon lunch, dinner, everything. At least it should have the courtesy to tell us, tomorrow we are going to separate. Means tomorrow you will die. No information, no message, nothing. So much you have looked after, fondled the body, but it never considers you as a relative. You only consider my body, my body, my body. And it is clueless, it has no information about you. Body does not know you. It belongs to nature. It has no touch with you. But you hold on to the body and say, my body, my body, my body. Soyam vannehe. Generally Hindus will cremate the body. They will burn it, ash. That is why, see, we are all wearing this. You go to Shiva temple, they will give you this ash. This is symbolically telling this is you. If directly everybody tells you, you will get angry. Otherwise, very systematically, religiously, tattvamasi. Bhasmahatvamasi. Bhasmantagam shariram. The Upanishad says, this is the shariram. The shariram will end up like this, my dear. So this is Bhasma. You go to Vishwanatha, Kashi, night by about 10:30 or so, they will have one puja. It's puja from Tamil Nadu, Natukota Chettiar puja. After that puja, they will bring fresh ashes from newly burnt body and anoint Vishwanatha. That is his cosmetics, his alankara vastu. You can know Shiva only when you burn the body in jnanam. This outer burning is not enough. You have to, while you are alive, when clinically you are alive, spiritually you are dead. Physically you are alive, inwardly by jnanam you know that I have no body. Dehastopi na dehastha. It is not possible to attain that state without jnanam. Because jnanam convinces you that in your real nature there is no body. But body will be there. Sensations all will be there. But you will be convinced that in your real nature there is no shariram. In your real nature there is no mind. In your real nature there is no ego. It all belongs to nature, it is there. But what is that to do with me? I am the ever-free, infinite truth. Jnanamritam samarasam gaganopamoham. Only when you identify with the buddhi, with the mind, you feel samsara. The mind is constantly thinking, you identify with the mind, you also dance. Nrityato gayataha pashyan yathaiva anukaroti tan evam buddhigunan pashyan anihopi anukaryate. Nrityataha gayataha pashyan. Somebody is dancing in the stage, sometimes the audience also starts dancing. Those who are seeing it, they also start dancing. Like that, buddhi gunana, the buddhi is showing you things. Dream, you completely identify. Nothing is happening, but everything is happening. You are sleeping, after good dinner you are sleeping, night you are wandering in a desert, no food for 3 days. Hunger, terrible hunger. And here your body is belching. The food is undigested. And in another plane, you are fully there in desert, wandering without food. And which is real? Suppose somebody comes to meet you in desert and tells you, this is not you, you are not hungry. Just your stomach is full. You will say, he is a fool. Impractical person. I am hungry now, he says I am full. But which is the truth? That is why we call pramana jnanam, authentic knowledge. What you feel might be different, but the reality is that you are the self, you are the Atman, Nitya, Shuddha, Buddha, Mukta Swarupa. Choice is yours, whether to believe your mind or Guru. Whether to believe your mind or Shastra. Bhakti means what? Bhakti, this emotional bhakti, all these offering flowers, offering sweet and eating the sweet, all this bhakti is okay. Kindergarten bhakti is okay. Real bhakti is faith in Shastra, faith in Guru, faith in the Sampradaya, and ready to offer you to the divine. That is real bhakti. Shraddha. Bhakti is Shraddha. Shraddha is bhakti. If you have Shraddha, Shastrasya Guruvakyasya Satyabuddhya Avadharana Sa Shraddha Kathita Sadbhihi. When you listen to the Shastra, you feel absolute faith. When you listen to the Guru, you feel absolute faith. Then the Guru tells you Tattvamasi, you become Brahman. You experience the truth. People generally say, what did Ramana Maharshi teach? People will say, he taught, who am I? But actually that is not his teaching. His teaching is, Bhagavan says in his Ulladinarpa, in Saddarshanam I will tell, Sanskritam, it will be more universal. If I say in Tamil, only very few people will understand. Ahasputam tattvamasi vedaha tathapi asamprapya paratmanishtham bhuyo vicharaha matidurbalatvam tat sarvata swatmataya hi bhati. Bhagavan says, Vedas have said to you, you are that, Tattvamasi. Even after listening that, without abiding, you are doing enquiry, then you have no bhakti. You have no faith. You have no power of intelligence. When the teacher tells you, you are that, no more movement should be there. You should be able to accept. That is Bhagavatam. The end, Shukabrahma Maharshi tells Parikshit, Aham Brahma Param Dhama, Brahmaham Paramam Padam, Evam Samikshan Atmanam, Atmani Adaya Nishkale, Dashantam Takshakam Pade, Lelihanam Vishananaihi, Nadrakshasi Shariram Cha, Vishwam Cha Prathagatmanaha. Very beautiful. He says, O Parikshit, do not believe your mind, you are never born. Only if you are born, you will die, so you have no death. Tvam tu rajan marishyeti pashubuddhimimam jahi. Na jataha tvam. Na jataha tvam. You are not born. How can you die? Do anyone remember their birth? Anyone? Is it possible? Birth is not at all an incident. Even before taking birth, you were there inside the tummy of mother. The same I am. And when did it happen? It is not possible to happen. Existence is like the sky. Around that, like a pot, this body happened. And the body disappears. That existence, when you know that the I am within you, the chit within you, is not the body or mind or ego, it is like the space inside the pot. Whether the pot remains or pot breaks, it cannot affect the space inside in any way. Ghade binne ghadakashaha akashasyad yathapura. This is the last teaching of Shukacharya. Gurudev is reminding me to tell you that. Otherwise I didn't plan to do it. This comes in the 12th skandha. Ghade binne ghadakashaha. When the pot breaks, the space inside remains same. Like that, when the dehe nashte, when the body dies, the inner being remains same. Neither birth nor death there. And what is in you as I am is Brahman, and Brahman is in you as I am. Remain there, identify with the infinite, then everything in the world will be Atman to you. Even the serpent who is to bite you, that serpent also will look like will appear as Atma to you, as the self. Even the god of death will appear to you as self, as the Atman. Dashantam takshakam pade, lelihanam vishananaihi, na drakshyasi. You will not see the serpent. Vishwam cha, you will not see even the world. Prithaga atmanaha, atmanaha prithak na drakshyasi. You will not see anything separate, apart from the Atman. Everything you will behold as the Atman. And what did Parikshit say? He said, Siddhosmi anugrihitosmi. O Lord, by your grace I have attained. I am really blessed. All my fear is removed. This is the sign of realization. Realization means what? No more fear. Ajnanam cha nivastam me jnana vijnana nishtaya Bhagavata darshitam kshemam param Bhagavata padam abhayam darshitam tvaya. You have shown me that state of abhayam, fearlessness. And just he abides in samadhi and drops his body. So this kind of complete conviction, establishment in truth. In next chapter, the name given is Paratmanishta. It is Paratmanishta. It is the Trayovamshodhyaha, 23rd chapter. Before that, we were seeing, when you identify with the mind, when you have vritti sarupyam, as Patanjali says, you identify with the mind and become a jiva. appear as a individual. Yathambasa prachalata taravopi chala iva chakshusha bhramyamanena drishyate bhramativa bhuhu yatha manoratha dhiyo vishayanubhavo mrisha swapnadrishtascha dasharha tatha samsara atmanah arthehi avidyamanepi samsritirna nivartate dhyayato vishayanasya swapane anarthagamo yatha. Even though there is no corresponding object outside, samsara continues. Because in dream it happens so. You are sleeping, no object there. You are sleeping inside Sivananda Ashram. And in dream you are a samsari, you are seeing all your problems, imagining all difficulties. Arte avidyamanepi, there is nothing, no object. Still samsara is there. Because ignorance is not removed. So outwardly renouncing is not enough. Outwardly anywhere you can go, but you will take the same mind. You go to Vaikuntha, you will return back as Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha. You go to Kailasa, there also you can come back as Sundara. You go to any place without knowing the Atman. Akhandananda Saraswati Swamiji has written a very beautiful verse. He says, Vrindavana Vasi, still he writes like this. He says, Vaikuntha kena drishta. Who has seen Vaikuntha? Vaikuntha kena drishta. Shravana pathagataha. You have heard it from Puranas. And imagine, Swapnavad bhati drishte, Swapnavad bhati chitte. Then it appears in your mind like a dream. Tadvrittinam nirodhaha sahana shayanavat sahaja shayanavat tatra gova pramodah. You can control all the thought waves and remain in meditation, samadhi for some time. That is also like deep sleep because it has a beginning and end. You enter the samadhi, you come out of the samadhi. So, after the samadhi, you wake up as ignorant person. Again, ignorance is there, then no use. Prak pratyak bhava muktam. Your jnanam must be timeless. There should not be a beginning, there should not be an end. A really attained person will never accept that formerly I was ignorant, then I attained jnanam. No. His knowledge is the very nature of the self is jnanam. The very nature of the self is mukti. It is eternally free. Prak pratyak bhava muktam tadidam aham iti brahmapurnam nachanyate. Purnanandopadesho dishi vidishi sada mangalam de dishitu. That which shines forth within me as aham. It has no beginning, no end. It is same in waking state, dream state, deep sleep state, childhood, youth, old age. When you have good mood, bad mood, always it is the light which illumines everything. It is the light with which you recognize pleasantness, you recognize agitation, you recognize dullness, everything you recognize with that light. And that light is eternally with you, and that is you identify with that. Tasmat. So, Uddhava, don't allow your mind to go away from the Atman. Because the more and more you allow the mind to soak in objective thinking, inwardly imagination, identifying with the objects, identifying with the body, it is very difficult to meditate. Tasmad Uddhava ma bhungshva vishayan asadindriyaihi atmagrahana nirbhatam pashya vaikalpikam bhramam. Vikalpa means misapprehension, ignorance, disturbance in awareness. Why it happens? Because Atma agrahana nirbhatam. The cause for all problems is you don't know yourself. When you know who you are, you will be free. Once you know that you have nothing to do with the body, then live in the world peacefully. Oh, it is difficult, Bhagavan, because left to myself, I can live. If I will take a gufa somewhere in the Himalayas and somebody will give me the morning tea, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and I don't want much, small comforts, and I will live there. We think we can, with such simplicity we can solve problems. Then in that guha will come a snake. Then that becomes a problem. And there also, if you outwardly give up all problems, because you have not known your own real nature, the mind is there, your perfect enemy. So, in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, Atmaiva ripuhu. Your own self is your Shatru. You close your eyes. There is a story in Yoga Vasishta which says a yogi was staying, meditating, and around him ant hills grew. And inwardly his mind was, after Samadhi, he woke up and said, I should go out, but he could not stand up. Then he allowed his mind to wander. And it went away and took birth somewhere and became some person. It's a long story. Then it comes to this ant hill and clears the ant hills, that another person. So Samaya, it is so deluding, so powerfully deluding. So don't expect that you can find a place where you will not have disturbance. Wherever you are placed, that is the place chosen by the Lord. Remain there. And there, if you are ignored, don't react. There, if people insult you, don't react. And if people are cheating you, don't react. If they are envious of you, don't react. If they beat you, then also bear, endure. It's all very, very difficult. If they tie you with a chain and take away all your money, then also remain unaffected. Bhagavan says all these things. Kshipto, avamanito, asadbhihi, pralabdho, asuyito thava, tadidaha, sannibadho va, vritya va, parihapitaha, nishtito mutrito vajnaihi. They spit on you. All these things will come in this story. They throw urine at you. It happened to Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. One person threw all dirt on his head. Some thieves came to steal. They found he is sitting there at disturbance. They tried to awaken him. He was not moving. Then they decided to throw one milk that can be taken from a tree. If you put it in the eyes, you will become blind. They took that milk and they tried to put it in his eyes. Then also he did not move. Some other group came and they took green chili. They took green chili, made a paste of it, and put it in his whole body. He did not move. Later on, devotees asked Bhagavan, it would have been very, very burning. He said, first it was burning, appuram nalla irundhathu. Then he said, after that it was cool. So all these things, if it is done, do not react. Shreyas kama krichragataha atmana atmanam uddhared. You want only liberation, moksha. You don't want any recognition in the world. Means if they are against you, they are helping you in a way, they are taking your dehabhimana, sharirabhimana. So just say yes, 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 keep quiet. Uddhava now stood on our side and he said, Bhagavan, it is difficult. Bhagavan, it is difficult. Yathaiva manubudhyeyam vadano vadatam varam sudussahamimam manye atmani asadati kramam. This invasion done by the Prakriti on the self is very difficult to be free of. Oh Bhagavan, you can speak Vedanta from Sivananda Ashram, Samadhi Mandir, that is very easy. But when you come to ground to play, that is when you come to life, when you face such things, when somebody speaks against you, insults you, when prarabdha comes in various forms, to endure all that, to digest all that is not that easy, because your entire system will burn. The ego will so much resist. The ego will not that very quickly, that ego will not allow you to say sahanam sarva dukkhanam apratikara purvakam. Just to endure without any reaction. Idea, first you like the idea, that itself is anugraham. Because slowly it will lessen the intensity. You might not be like a Ramana Maharshi or Jada Bharata or anyone, but it will lessen the intensity. Your reaction will become slow. Otherwise you will react 100 times, now it will be only 80 times, 60 times, slowly it will decrease. Once in a while you will remember the teaching and you will keep quiet. Don't react. That much you will escape from karma bandha. Vidushamapi vishwatman prakritirhi baliyasi. Very beautiful statement. Uddhava says, even for very knowledgeable people, very intelligent people, you can even say highly evolved people, the nature is very, very powerful. Prakritir hi baliyasi, it sweeps you off. After some time only you will realize, oh, what did I do? Sometimes even realized people will have their prarabdha. Rama cried. When Sita was taken away by Ravana, Rama bitterly cries, he weeps, he calls all the gods in the heavens to help him. And the beauty is, when somebody is crying, anyone can become a teacher. Because they are not in the problem. They are for the time being unaffected. So they will say, Dukkeshu anudvikna manaha, Sukheshu vigataspraha. See? And Rama is crying, weeping so much, Sugriva is teaching him. Sugriva tells, see, I am also in the same position. I have lost my country, I have lost my wife, everybody. See how stable I am. Sugriva tells Rama, Shoko nashayate shauryam, shoko nashayate shrutam. Nasti shoka samoripo. So sometimes the Prakriti is so forceful, so powerful. In realized people also you will see this, but there will be a rare charm for that. Even when they make a mistake, it will have a beauty. Even when Mahatmas, they cry, there is a beauty for it. Because they know that they are not this, yet their body cries. Yet the Prakriti manifests sometimes. So here, Vidushamapi Vishwatman Prakritirhi Baliyasi. But to be peaceful, you have to transcend Prakriti. Prakriti Jayam. Prakriti Vijayohi Dhridihi. Only transcending nature, overcoming nature, and regaining that poise which nobody can disturb. If you can achieve such a state before you drop the body, if you can have such a state for a longer period, you are in the highest place of joy while in body. Don't give it any name. It doesn't matter. Simply calling you realized or Jivan Mukta or Jnani or liberated. These are all mere names. Your heart must tell you, not others. Your inner being must tell you, Dhanyoham, Kritakrityoham. As Vidyaranya Swami says, blessed am I. When your own heart tells you, others telling is useless. All paper telling, YouTube saying. As the Yoga Shastra says, there is a tube inside, and in that tube is this I. So you have to enter that Bisorna Tantuvata. That Bhagavata says, enter that tube where the I is. So actually you have to enter the I tube. Now you are all in another tube. Enter the tube where you can trace the I to the source. Then all I tube will disappear, YouTube will disappear, everything will disappear. No tube. This body is the tube. It will disappear. No I, no you. Whatever we may say, this is also coming in YouTube. This is Prakriti world, no? Prakritirhi baliyasi. So that is Prakriti. Whatever you may say, it is inside the Prakriti. Even speaking about Prakriti is inside Prakriti. Denying Prakriti is inside Prakriti. But those who surrender to you, Bhagavan, those who are your bhaktas, they will be free. Rite tvad dharma niratane shantanste charanalayane. Then Bhagavan narrates a story. Sayevamashamsida buddhavena Bhagavata mukhyena dasharha mukhyaha Sabhajayan Bhrityavacho Mukunda Tamabhabhashe Shravaniya Virya. One story Bhagavan tells. It happens in Avanti. Avanti is Madhya Pradesh, somewhere Ujjain. Krishna has studied there in Sandipani's Pathashala. Generally we will say, when I was studying there in college, this incident happened. Like that Krishna is telling, there was a Brahmana there. This entire story also Narayana Bhattacharya put it in one verse in concise form. Kashit klesharjidartha kshaya vimalamatir nudyamano janaugaihi pragevam praha vipraham Nakalu mama janaha kala karma grahava cheto me dukkha hetuhu tadiha gunaganam bhavayan sarvakariti uktva shanto gataha tvam mama chakuru vibho tadrishim chitta shantim. He is praying to Bhagavan, give me chitta shanti. Oh Lord, give me chitta shanti. Tadrishim chitta shantim. The chitta shanti attained by that bhikshu, the same state of mind where there is peace, peace, peace. Bestow on me peace of mind, O Lord. That is the prayer. And the story is, there was a Brahmana in Avanti, and he was very rich. He had a lot of money, very wealthy, but he was very miserly. He will neither spend money for his own comfort, nor will he do charity. For such people, they will never use the money for their own use, nor will give to others. Their money will start stinking like drainage water. And soon it will find its way to go out. Sometimes somebody will steal. Sometimes government will take. Or his own children will take. Family people will take. As Shankaracharya says, you have more dhanam, putradabi dhanabhajam bhitihi. Those who have so much wealth, they are afraid about their own children. That is why many people I know, they will not even tell their children where they have deposited their money. And they will die. These children are so angry that father has not given any clue. So this is waste. Nyatayo jagruhu kinjid. Family people took some money. Dasyavaha uddhava kinchid. And some thieves, they also took the money away. And slowly through time, sometimes money becomes valueless. Recently, they banned all the 1,000 rupees note. Everything became useless. Nobody expected this thing will happen. Then stories came that somebody was storing a full bungalow full of 1,000 rupee notes. Everything became useless. Deshataha, kalataha, kinchid. Thus it goes. Brahmabandhoho, Nriparthivad. The king also took away some money as tax. Then all his money lost. He suddenly became a pauper. Nothing in his hand. He was driven out of his house. So there is only two course now. Either he will go mad. Another route he took. Somehow blessing. Somewhere he had satsanga, something. So when situation landed him there, instead of becoming depressed, intense vairagya arose in him. Till then he was a miserly person, but suddenly he felt, what is life? It is all useless. So much money I had, and everything has become useless now. Arthasya sadhane siddhe utkarshe rakshane vyaye nashopabhoga ayasaha trasashinta brahmo nrinam steyam himsa anritam dambha kama krodha smayo madaha bhedo vairam avishwasaha samspardha vyasananicha ete panjadashahi anarthaha arthamulamata nrinam. Perfect. This money, wealth, it creates 15 enlisted problems. If you have so much wealth, there is great difficulty in accruing the wealth. Then keeping it, Then money breeds money, they say. You have so much money, you want more. Then you should protect the money from so many sources. Then it gets sometimes lost, sometimes too much indulgence, it goes away. So much difficulty it leads you. Sometimes fear, stress, depression. All wealthy people are always like that. Then chinta, thinking about the money. And delusion. Stealing, violence, falsehood. He becomes unnecessarily proud. He wants always sycophants around him. He becomes very egoistic, angry towards those who are against him. And all bhedaha, I am this, is that, all these differences, separation comes, enmity comes, faithlessness comes, competition comes, and depression, tension also happens. Many things are enlisted. We have no time to take one by one and speak about them. You just take the Bhagavatam, this chapter, and read that portion. And then you see the world, you will understand. Ede panjadasha anarthaha. These 15 troubles, arthamula, due to wealth, happen to people. Tasmad anartham, arthakyam, shreyorti duradastyajet. This bhikshu, he has already lost money. Now he says, it is good that I lost my money. It is good that everything was taken away from me, because money is anartham. I want only Bhagavan, so I am giving it up from a distance. Saying this, he just wandered about. Perhaps he had, it is not told in Bhagavatam, he had contact with some great souls, some Brahmavit. He had Vedanta Shravana. And because of his Vairagya, he had Sakshatkara Atmajnana. And he became a Sampradaya Sannyasi, a Dandi Sannyasi. He was carrying a danda, and he was a monk, and he was taking bhiksha everywhere and eating. Only bhikshana he was taking. Thus, wandering about, ityabhipretya manasa, hi avantyo dvijasattamaha, unmuchya hridaya granthin, shanto bhikshuhu abhu munihi. He became a bhikshu, he became a muni, his hridaya granthi, knots of the heart were all cut asunder. He became absolutely free, a Jivan Mukta. Thus wandering about, he just became free. He says, Nunam me Bhagavan tushtaha sarvadeva mayo harihi. Yena nito dashametam nirvedasya atmanaha plavaha. I found a quantum leap from ignorance to illumination. Because Bhagavan suddenly became gracious to me. He wanted to bless me, so he landed me in this trouble. Because without having such a situation, I will not attain jnanam. Ena nito dashametam. Thus, all my attachments were taken away from me. Now, I have some time to live. I don't know how much. This is the case with everybody. We should think like that. We don't know how many years. Sometimes, if you are 40 years, you might live for another 40 or 50 years. Or a person can die in 40 years itself. Nobody knows. So, soham kala avasheshena. Whatever time I have in me, shoshayishya angamatmana. This body I will just ignore and I will no more fall back to the body or mind or senses. Apramattaha akhilaswarthe yadi syad siddha atmani. After attaining the Atman, I will remain established in the self, saying this, he chachara mahimetam samyamatma samyatatmendriyanilaha. With absolute prana niyantrana and mind controlled atma dhyana, he just moved about in this world. Free. Went to some village for bhiksha, some town for bhiksha, everywhere one day, no more that. Gramaika vidhi. Thus, wandering about, he reached his own place. It is very difficult to take bhiksha where once you were a highly recognized person, respected person. But of course, he was not a respected person. He was very rich there. So, in the same place, he went and started taking bhiksha. First, people did not recognize him because he has come as a sannyasi. Then slowly, some of his former enemies, they recognized him. They said, oh, this is his new vesha. Now, this is the new dress, new drama, costume with which he has come now. Now, money is lost, then you become sannyasi. Like that he has come now. So all started torturing him. Kechitrivenum jagruhu. Some people came and just snatched his danda. Patram kamandalum. Some people took away his patra, took away his kamandalu. And his japamala also somebody took away. His vastra cloth also someone took away. And some children used to play with him. They will bring all these things. Oh, Swamiji, we are very sorry. Somebody took it away from you. You please take it. When he extends his hand, they will just take it again back. And they started beating him, throwing excreta on his head, dirt on his body. Mutrayanti ja papishtaha Shtivanti asya ja murdhani. They will spit on his head. And bhiksha, somewhere he gets, he will keep the bhiksha and take bath. By the time the bhiksha will be all kind of things will be there in the bhiksha. And they will ask questions. He will not answer quietly, peacefully, he will sit. Then they will beat him. Steno yamiti vadinaha. And if he keeps quiet, then also they will say, this is his new trick. By maunam is maunena sadhayati artham. So much difficulty they gave, he endured everything. He never identified with the body, kept quiet. Then when nobody was there, then he sang a beautiful song, Geetam. He said, Nayam jano me sukha dukkha hetuhu na devatatma graha karma kalaha manahparam karanamamananti samsara chakram parivartayedyate. These people around me, they are not cause for my happiness or sorrow. Generally, we think somebody is the reason by which I am happy. Someone is the cause for my suffering. If someone is the cause for my suffering, it is not possible to remove it. People think some person, family people is the cause for my suffering. Some people think government is the cause for my suffering. 5 years you have to wait. Then also not sure. Nayam jano me sukha dukkha hetuhu na devata. Sometimes people think my Kula Devata is against me. So how can I please my Kula Devata, and how will I know whether my Kula Devata is pleased? Some people say it is the nature of the Atman, then nothing can be done. Then another thing, when difficulty comes, generally you go to astrologer, Graha. And astrologer will generally, I don't know what happens in North India, but in Kerala it is very well known. The moment you enter his house, he will say, you have some trouble. Why? Otherwise, why should I come? So you have some trouble. This is due to Shani Dasha or some other apahara, something. What to do? What to do? He will say, about 19 years you will suffer. After that you will get used to it. See, Jyotisha is also a Shastra. They can in a way they can help you. This is your difficulty, this is the period. So learn to endure it. Or make it a spiritual sadhana. With that do Bhagavata Aradhana. Something in that way they can help. But if the planets are the cause for my suffering, nothing can be done. Again you are in the same place. Some person is cause for my suffering, I cannot do anything. Devata is cause for suffering, I cannot do anything. If planets are the cause for suffering, I cannot do anything. Then karma. If you will study some Vedanta or Shastra, people will say it is all your karma phala, prarabdha. It looks very intelligent answer, but there also you are in the same place, because if it is prarabdha, I cannot do anything. Then also I have to suffer. No solution. Graha, karma, then people say what to do. It is kala, it is time. That's a simple answer people will say. It is time. Sometimes the time will change, everything will be all right. Graha karma kalaha. The bhikshu says, all these causes I have analyzed and found out their limitation. Ultimately, I have come to the conclusion that the only cause for suffering is mind. Manaha param karanamamananti. Samsara chakram parivartayedyad. An ignorant mind is the sole cause for all suffering. When the mind is transcended, parohi yogaha manasas samadhihi, when the mind becomes quiet and shanta by offering it to Bhagavan, by jnanam you become absolutely free of the mind, then neither prarabdha will touch you, nor trouble created by others will touch you, nor trouble created by kala will touch you, time will touch you, nor planetary positions will touch you. These things, all these things are there to take care of the body and mind. Remember, the body and mind will belong to this plane, where either there is karma or there is prarabdha or there is trouble from others. These things cannot be resolved. But you can dissolve by dissolving the mind, by moving away. The trouble will be there, but you will not be knowing. The problem will be there. Bhagavat Kripa is also like that. Bhagavat Kripa is that you will be in bhakti, you will be in ananda. Trouble will be there, you will not be knowing. Problems will be there, you will not be aware of it. Your attention is on Bhagavan, your attention is on Satsanga, your attention is on Guru Bhakti, your attention is on some higher things. You don't even register what is happening outside. So the bhikshu says, Manaha param karanamamananti samsara chakram parivartayedyat. न केनचित् क्वापि कथञ्चनास्य द्वन्द्वोपरागः परतः परस्य यथा मामः संसृतिरूपिणः स्यात् एवं प्रबुद्धो न बिभेति भूतैः. Thus understanding the truth, evam prabuddha, thus awakened, he no more is afraid about the trouble that the elements around, the forces in nature can cause. You can never predict what kind of trouble forces in nature will bring into your life. Whatever kind of trouble they might bring, a person who has awakened to the truth that mind is the cause of trouble and is free of mind. When some serious problem was happening in Ramanacharanatirtha, great trouble was happening around Maharshi, and one devotee asked Bhagavan, what is the secret that you are so unaffected? Bhagavan smilingly revealed that is perhaps the greatest secret. He said, I never use my mind. That is a simple answer. He said, I never use my mind. I don't use my mind. Things will be there, but I don't use my mind. So this is that etam sa asthaya paratmanishtham adhyasitam purvatamaihi maharshibhi. All the great sages of the yore has utilized this method of paratmanishtha, atmanishtha. Aham tarishyami durantaparam. This samsara samudra, very difficult to cross. I will cross over by tamo mukundangri nishevayaiva, by bhakti to Bhagavan, by surrendering to him, always meditating on him. So know that everything is Atman. There is neither anyone who will give you happiness nor anyone who will give you sorrow, because what exists is Atman. Once you know that, you have no samsara. Jnate tatvekaha samsaraha. Sukha dukkha prado na anyaha. Purushasya atma vibhramaha. Mitra udasina ripavaha. He is a friend to me. He is an indifferent person. He is an enemy to me. These are all delusion. Samsaraha tamasah kritaha. The samsara is the after effect of ignorance. Ignorance is darkness about oneself, clueless about one's real nature. Then for him samsara happens, and samsara is mere after effect of ignorance. Tasmat sarvatmanatata nigrihana manodhiya. My dear child, so control the mind, withdraw the mind with all your effort, mai aveshitaya yuktaha, and let the mind enter the heart, the inner being, and abide there. Etavan yoga sangraha. This is yoga in its concise form. This is the essence of yoga. Yayetam bhikshuna gitam Brahmanishtam. This chapter is called Brahmanishta. Brahmanishtam samahitaha dharayan shravayan shrinvan dvandvairnaiva bibhuyate. One who dharayan. This knowledge, it is not enough that you listen to it. It is not enough that you take notes and understand it. You have to wear that knowledge as if you wear a current in your being. Dharana is needed. You have to wear that knowledge in your very being as a power. Then when some dvandva, some destiny brings some trouble, brings some problem, then like a serpent which arises its hoods, which rises with its hoods, like that this jnanam will wake up and oppose it. It will not allow it to come inside. So that kind of power is needed. So, evam anvikshama. So, you should have that jnanam there. Once you know that, katham vaikalpiko brahmaha. No more brahma for you. Manaso hriditishtheta vyomnivar kodayetamaha. When the mind remains in the heart, all darkness will disappear, just like sun arises, night disappears. Like that, ignorance will go. So this is the essence of Vedanta. transmitted by Bhagavan Krishna to Uddhava. After teaching all this, Krishna asked Uddhava, are you happy? Have you understood? Then Uddhava said, oh Lord, my darkness is all gone. Vidravito mohamahanthakarah ya ashrito me tava sannidhanat. How can darkness stay when sun is shining? So my darkness is all gone. I have only one prayer. I should not forget your feet. Namostute mahayogin prapannam anushadhimam yatha tvacharanam bhoje ratihi syad anapayini. Uddhava prayed like that. Krishna said, go Uddhava to Alakananda, to Badri. Gacha Uddhava. Now Krishna became stern because he has given the highest teaching. Now no kind of attachment and standing there, lingering there, all these things, nonsense. No more nonsense. Gacha Uddhava, go back. Gachodhava mayadishto, I order you now. No more, I am not separate from you. I am you. You are me. Uddhava later on says, Uddhava was shining, radiant. Seeing Uddhava on the banks of Yamuna, Vidura asked, oh Uddhava, is it you? From distance I thought it is Krishna coming. Because there is a fragrance of Krishna in your presence. I felt it is Krishna himself is coming. Is it Uddhava? I could not recognize you. You look like Krishna. Then Uddhava said, Krishna also told that. He said, Na Uddhavo anuvapi manyunaha. Uddhava is not separate from me. I am Uddhava, Uddhava is me. So this is the teaching of the Guru. When the Guru ultimately gives you, I am you, you are me, we are not different. Saying this, go. He said, just go. Go to Alakananda and gave his paduka, his slippers, wooden slippers, he took it in his head. He said, go to Alakananda, never look at any human faces, meditate till you realize this teaching. This teaching becomes your real nature. When samadhi becomes your real nature, when jnana becomes vijnana, till that meditate in solitude and absorb this teaching and become a powerhouse of jnana. Same this, Uddhava did a namaskara. Of course, the emotion of love was there in his heart. Yathopadishtam jagadeka bandhuna, that great teacher, who is the only relative to the world. To be separated from him was very difficult, but he kept the Lord's feet in his heart and started moving towards Alakananda. Shukacharya said, this is Ananda Samudra. This Jnanam, we have already told, it is Ananda Samudra. Yayetad Ananda Samudra Sambhritam Jnanamritam Bhagavataya Bhashitam Krishnena Yogeshwara Sevitangrina Sachraddhaya Sevya Jagat Vimuchyate Bhavabhayam Abahantum Jnana Vijnana Saram Nigamakridu Bajahre Bhringavad Vedasaram Amritam Udhati Dashapaya Yadbhritya Vargan Purusha Rishabham Adyam Krishna Samjnam Natosmi. We bow down to that great Parama Purusha Krishna, who taught this essence of all the Upanishads, Vedas to his dear disciple Uddhava. Through him we also got this Amrita, this nectar. And we have listened to this Ekadasha Skanda Bhagavata for the last so many days. Because this started long back, last year, Sri Krishnanandaji Maharaj's centenary, at that time we started Bhagavatam. So we had a brief talk on the Purva Bhaga of Bhagavatam. Then this Uttara Bhagam Ekadasha Skanda. Last time itself we started, this time we continued. And briefly we have concluded that Ekadasha Skandam by Gurudev Shivanji Maharaj's compassion and grace, and by the love and affection and blessing of all the Swamijis here, Padmanabhanji, Yogaswarupanji, Nirliptanji, Advaitanji, all of them are here with so much affection and love and compassion. They have asked me to speak on Bhagavatam here. Swamiji himself has studied Bhagavatam so profound, deeply, so many years. And he was with one of the greatest Bhagavata Acharya, Jnanananda Saraswati Swamiji of Kerala. And Swamiji was also a direct disciple of Shivanji Maharaj, Jnanananda Saraswati Swamiji. So that has made this possible. And before we conclude, we have to announce one more session here. That is on 3rd, that is the coming 3rd, the night session. We have a release of Bhagavad Gita commentary by our own commentary on Bhagavad Gita, 3 volumes in English. So it has almost last 3-4 years that work was happening. Even last time when I came, I was doing the editing of the book. So that has found its fulfillment. Swamiji said, why not release it in Gurudev Samadhi? So we are doing it. The release will be done on 3rd, and a small talk also will be there about Bhagavad Gita, and especially about that commentary. First we are releasing it here. Then on 5th morning, all the devotees, they have planned, we have a camp across the river on the banks in front of Paramarth and Gita Bhavan and Vanaprastha. About 1,000 devotees are coming from the south. So that camp will be in Tamil. So that is from 4th to 11th. So on 5th, devotees are planning to take Gita in a boat, about 3 rounds in Ganga, by chanting and Sankirtana, and then taking it to the other bank and doing puja there. So the major release function will be here in Gurudev Swami Shivanji Maharaj Samadhi on 3rd night. A brief talk also will be there during that time, 8 to 9. 8 o'clock we will start, and before 9 o'clock it will end. So we will see again on 3rd. And the books will be available later on. You can, if you give your name, because all books cannot be brought here. Only few books are brought here. So they will take the name, devotees who are in charge of it. They will take the name and send it to you later on. So this is the information. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Yato mamatma bhavasi tvameva, tato na vachyam mama kinchidasti, yatha taveshtam kurumam tathaiva tvam atmanatham ramanam bhaja.
We are very much grateful, thankful to our most revered Sri Nochur Venkataraman Avargal for coming and giving illuminating, instructive discourses on Sri Bhagavata Mahapurana 11th Skanda. And as he said, we are eagerly waiting to hear him again and again in this holy ashram of Worshipful Gurudev. And this ashram, Sivananda ashram, he is also part of the Sivananda ashram. Every year, whenever he is free, we request him to come and give and continue the instructive discourses. It is so much useful, instructive for the spiritual aspirants. How Krishna illuminated Uddhava, our Venkataramanji is really giving, discoursing, inspiring talk for us to reach that state of supreme truth. And also we again and again request Sri Venkataraman to continue the Bhagavata discourses at Sivananda Ashram for many more years to come. And I am very, very happy to tell, as he said, he has written much awaited commentary on Srimad Bhagavad Gita. The commentary is of 3 volumes. According to his wish, it will be released in the sacred Samadhishan of Worshipful Gurudev Sri Swami Sivananda Maharaj on 3rd April 2023 during night satsang. Sri Venkataraman Avargal will give a discourse on the Bhagavad Gita also on that day. I had the privilege and see that Bhagavad Gita volumes, and during the commentary, he brought our adorable Ramana Maharshi saying, and he brought it with so much instructive stories also, so that spiritual aspirants can feel how Bhagavad Gita can be helpful during their spiritual practices. Because in his own personal experience, he brought sayings of not only Ramana Maharshi, but other sages also. It is a very instructive commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita. There are so many commentaries, and our worshipful Krishnananda Maharaj used to express, anybody to talk about Bhagavad Gita, to write about Bhagavad Gita is not easy. It is really divine grace. And then all the Shankaracharyas, Mandaleswars, everybody write commentaries. But to write a commentary, how they spend all the time in divine thought, is a really divine grace. Our Venkataraman Avargal, he brought it, Bhagavad Gita, on 3 volumes, and it is a very instructive, inspiring commentary. I think it will be a source of inspiration for the spiritual world. May the grace of the Almighty, worshipful Lord Krishna, worshipful Gurudev, and Ramana Maharshi be ever upon him. Bestow good health, long life, to continue to inspire the spiritual aspirants for many more years to come, is our heartfelt prayer. Now I request our Revered Padmanabhanji Maharaj and Advaitanji Maharaj to honor him with our Gurudev's Prasad. Venkataraman Maharaj. Today on this auspicious day, our Yoga Vedanta Forest Academy Press, through the personal guidance of our most revered Padmanabhanji Maharaj, they brought out Gurudev's commentary on the Bhagavad Gita. It's a beautiful Krishna and Arjuna's picture, and this is Bhagavad Gita commentary. And this is the first edition, was brought in 1939. This is 19th edition, 2023. Bhagavad Gita commentary by Worshipful Gurudev Sri Swami Sivananda Maharaj. Also, tomorrow being Ramanavami, and this essence of Ramayana by Gurudev Swami Sivananda Maharaj. This is also having a beautiful picture of Rama, Lakshmana, Sita and Hanuman, essence of Ramayana. This is also first edition 1943. This is 8th edition 2023. Essence of Ramayana. Advaita Swamiji. There is an announcement, your kind attention please. The holy Sri Ramanavami celebrations will be held on 30th March 2023, Thursday, at Sri Vishwanath Mandir. The program will be 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. Brahma Muhurta meditation of the at the Holy Samadhi Shrine with early morning prayers with Guru Stotras and Shanti Mantras. From 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., Prabhat Bheri starting from Sri Vishwanath Mandir. 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., Havan for world peace and welfare of all at Yagnasala near Vishwanath Mandir. 9 a.m. to 12 noon, Kirtan, Bhajan, special worship with recitation from Sri Valmiki Ramayana and Sri Ramcharitamanas. On conclusion, the Mahaprasad will be distributed at the Annakshetra dining hall. 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m., Satsang, Sankirtan, Bhajan, prayers and Aarti at the Holy Samadhi Shrine. All the residents of the ashram, sadhaks, guests and visitors are requested to participate in the sacred celebrations. May the blessings of Lord Rama and Worshipful Gurudev be ever upon us all, is our heartfelt prayer. Let us offer prayers for universal peace and welfare of all beings. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrutyo Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrutyo Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrutyo Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrutyo Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्यो मुक्षीयमामृतात् हरिः ओम् सर्वेषां स्वस्ति भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि। सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय, विश्वनाथ भगवान की जय, कृष्ण भगवान की जय, शंकराचार्य महाराज की जय, सद्गुरु स्वामी शिवानंद महाराज की जय, सब संतन की जय, सनातन धर्म की जय, सब धर्मों की जय, दिव्य नाम भगवान की जय, गंगा मैया की जय। नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव।